KR, if the pronunciation persists, I'm gonna tell you what oh man, Jason Tatum said at the past Olympics to his coach. Put me in, coach.
And it was never put in.
It
Let's
was never
continue.
put in.
Diddy is ordered to pay 100 million, but is fighting back with an emergency motion. Ooh, today is a tough day for my pronunciation, man. Diddy has been hit with a massive 100 million default judgment after failing to respond to an assault lawsuit filed by a prison inmate, Cardallo Smith. Did he who? Did he do it or did he don't? Could this be the biggest L for Diddy this year? RJ, you're on mute.
Said 100 mil.
100 mil judgment. He didn't show up.
It's a happy.
Didn't show up.
Well, from what I understand, they cut his Wi-Fi, so he didn't have internet. But we'll dive into it, guys. Remember, before we start, rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon as well. KR, if the pronunciation persists, I'm gonna tell you what oh man, Jason Tatum said at the past Olympics to his coach. Put me in, coach.
And it was never put in. Let's continue.
Never put it.
Oh man! Shout out to Jason, man. He brought in that ring. So
Yeah,
hey,
that's what matters.
everything is possible. Or was it the same as last time? Anyway, let's continue. Huh? You want to say something?
No, continue. The KG did it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he copied him. He tried to copy him, right?
Like something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, Diddy, one of hip hop's most successful entrepreneurs, known for his influence in music, fashion, business. All in all, his legacy has been monumental. However, in the recent years, he's been in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble with all these legal allegations, and it's the latest one who might have put him in a very, very tough situation. Let's rewind and give it some context. Most recently, Derek Lee, wait a second, Cardallo Smith, a Michigan inmate serving time for multiple counts of assault and kidnapping. Cardallo claims that Diddy assaulted him back in 1997 at a party in Detroit, where both were allegedly drinking and using the marijuana. When Diddy failed to show up for the virtual court hearing, the judge issued a default judgment requiring him to pay 100 million in damages. But how did we get here, RJ? How do you think we got here? If Shawan doesn't show up.
How? So the question is why? So can I rephrase the question? What are you asking me? What happened?
Why did this man didn't show up?
Why didn't he show up? This was recently, right?
Yes, this was recently.
Why didn't he show up? Was he abroad on an island or something?
I have no idea.
I
It's
thought
a
you were gonna
question
get.
to you.
I thought you were.
I don't know.
I thought
I'm
you had
asking
it.
you,
I thought
what
you had
are
it.
the options? No.
Uh,
It was more like, what are the options?
Yeah.
Because anyway, let's continue. The league, Diddy's
Well,
legal
he
team
has a
is
legal team, so I will assume that someone, it's probably some, maybe some, not probably, maybe someone at his at the office, the law office of his attorneys dropped the ball somewhere somehow, which is pretty weird. Seeing as how
because
I would think that he gets good lawyers, he can pay for good lawyers.
shouldn't he be served with the papers?
Maybe he got served at one of the addresses where the house was already sold, and he didn't he didn't change his
Maybe.
address.
Maybe that's the difficulty, right? But when you're being served, they should give you the papers, right? Not, let's say, a random person that's working at your house, right? Usually.
I would think so, yeah. Usually, because when I hear the stories of people getting served, usually it's being handed to the people directly.
Yeah.
Unless if it's a company, for example. So if you're serving a company, then of course you serve it at the address of the company. At least that's, yeah. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. This story is crazy by itself, man, because Cardello, and you can see Cardello's face here. Never trust a guy with this type of face.
Does he have a tattoo as well? What's wrong with that face, man?
I don't know. Just don't trust it because he already has priors. He has priors. That's what I'm trying to say. He has priors, so don't trust it. Anyway,
Right.
he got awarded that 100 million. Diddy's legal team is right now disputing that this accusation cannot be legitimate. They are saying that he has a lengthy criminal record and also a bunch of assault convictions, and assault without the other word in front of it. SA, as they say. This is a crazy judgment. This came out of nowhere, RJ, because I was looking into these cases, the stories for this week, the cases that Diddy has. He has another lawsuit that was filed against him by a former Dirty Money bandmate, Don Richard, and that lawsuit looks crazy. I'll say this: that lawsuit looks crazy. It's like on the same level, the way that they describe the whole situation. It's crazy. But we're not gonna talk about that one today. We're gonna talk about the 100 million that might be. I don't know how this is gonna happen, but can they turn it around, RJ?
I mean, if you don't show up, there needs to be a valid reason, right? So I think they would need to look at whether or not the court case was filed accordingly. So according to the formalities, legal formalities. And if that's the case and you didn't show up, I don't know to what extent there are other legal actions that they can take, as this is not my legal area. But I do think that I do know that it all depends on what the formalities are. So what does the law say that the court cases need to be on how the court case had to have been initiated, and did the serving happen according to the laws and regulations? And if it didn't, and Diddy being Diddy, KaiR, let's be honest, Diddy is also a guy that will say, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna waste my time on negative energy, I'm gonna love. And so if that's the case, and and you can prove that he's been served accordingly, then you're gonna make the lawyer's job a bit more difficult. Now, there are certain instances where the law where certain instances where the law provides you like a net, or when you don't, let's say if you fail to do something, you still be able to recover. But in other instances, the judgment is final, and 100 mil, it's a heavy load.
It's a heavy one, because don't forget the his I would think his burn rate is pretty high right now. He just put his LA house on sale, so it's obvious that he's trying to get some liquidity in cash, because the money is going pretty fast. So losing 100 million at this moment could put him in a very tough position in the process of defending himself in court.